We need that. We need small groups that are formulating and support in these ways. Whatever your skill is, that's a call to action. You know, I almost feel bad because everybody that's here is here because you're already doing your part, okay? Everybody that's here, it's like preaching to the choir. You have all been showing up. Am I right? You're woke already, right? You're trying to wake up. If you're not woke, you're trying to wake up, right? So that's what I'm saying. So I appreciate each and every one of you that came out and that is here today. But if you ever wondered what you can do, another thing to do is educate your relatives to not go up to neighbors and say, "Are you native?"
Yes.
Please don't say, don't not come up and say, "Are you Indian? Are you Native American?" It's kind of rude. You know, I don't want to say, are you from Sweden? Are you Irish? Are you Irish? I don't want to be able to say those things. We were raised not to the real country. So educate your family. Educate your neighbors. Because we can say all that we want, but it's more powerful than we can do. And so, that could be a call to action. Educate on action. Yeah. And if there's something you want to know, please don't ask me to teach you. Don't ask me to share all of my bias. My experience with you. Somebody that really wants to learn is going to do what you're doing, and that is show us. Many of the people that are doing this work do it day in and day out, not for the money, but it does help in this work for materials, for harnessing, for water, for just letting people know that we appreciate them. That's how we can also help.
You need to pay for education. That's what they need. It's pay to educate my kids. Pay the fee.
No, actually, I appreciate that, but that's not my way. Okay. I'm gonna tell you you ain't gotta pay me because I'm out here doing it. But I think that people should want to educate themselves.
Yes.
That's right.
And with what I come out here to say, or any one of us Native people that are out here speaking, we're speaking because it's in our hearts to do that. And so there's not a price you can put on that. You know what I mean? We gotta stay humble. Stay humble. Stay humble. Let's stay in prayer. Yes. Hey, Christian. Christian. Missing and murdering Indigenous people and families. MLIP and families. And MLA R&D. MLI
It's good to see you. Keep it up, man. What I was going to say earlier about people who are just so upset over being inconvenienced in traffic. It's like they don't even live around here. I've literally spent... So I've driven to Spokane countless times, right? On one day, one time, I spent so much time just on I-5 between Olympia and Seattle that I could have driven to Spokane. That's how, like, numerous times I spent over 3 hours on I-5. So, and the other day in Tacoma, and that streamer's here right now, there was a guy having all sorts of a fit. And he wasn't even from this state. He was from Texas. He was freaking out.
Anybody need water?
There's puppies in a basket here. This is Seattle. You see emergency vehicles constantly, so everyone, all the ways, gets out of the way if it's needed.
Get out of this area. We could have stopped in Westwood Park, but we did not do this. I said we just come out of here and go. At least get out of this area. Yeah, if we could just get one park out of here.
lights in the Macy's building are like tripping. Okay, we have someone coming up onto the sidewalk here. So they literally drove over the curb.
Yeah. We don't need nobody running us over.
Right. I'm not sure. Okay, now they just stopped over there. Okay.
Do you guys want to take the intersection? Or do you guys just want to stop right here and let this car? I don't know what you want to do, but how do you guys do it?
Oh, we just keep going, yeah.
I don't want nobody to
So it's kind of weird because they desperately needed to cross the road and now they're right over there. And that just happened in Olympia too. The Olympia cops told someone, a driver, to go into the oncoming lane to pass a group who was taking the entire lane. And then, when they finally got through, which was like at the end, they just took a left turn like just down the road. It was like, people, really? So if it's an emergency, absolutely, you're getting through. If it's not an emergency, fucking get over it.
your tight circle.
Well, hey family, my name is Chris Gonda. I'm a Mayan descent. I come from Chiapas, Mexico. I'm honored to be here today. They say that when you know where you come from, you know where you're going. So I appreciate my relatives. The Native American community has helped me remember my ancestry and remember my ancestors. And I believe that the reason they left the pyramids was because colonialism would have wiped every memory of their existence. And the Trump administration has been pushing down on us ever since Trump took power, calling us undocumented and illegal aliens, and that we're rapists. And crossing the border is one of the most scariest journeys. When I read about area settlement, I could relate, because when we take that journey to come to the United States, we're coming here for a dream and for a better hope. Because the United States has oppressed, my country, and now we flee from the destruction and the oppression that the United States has put us into. And so, as a DACA recipient, every time there's election, they promise us citizenship, they promise us this and that. When Trump wanted to get the money for the wall, he promised us citizenship. They gave him the money for the wall, so we're always used as a form of trade, and they play with our emotions. And every 2 years, we have to renew that permit. If we get arrested for anything, we lose that permit. So being out here in the streets, a lot of DACA recipients stay home because they're scared that anything might happen to them. So they don't hit the streets, and we hide. And so fear is something that they've been putting upon our people. And so I just wanted to invite everyone to our November 1st, Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, in Olympia. Olympia are coming together with the Latino community. We're inviting all the indigenous people from these lands to come and join us. We're going to have altars to remember the people that have died in the hands of police, the people that died in detention centers, as well as schools, boarding schools. The same thing that they're doing to the children is the same thing that they did to boarding schools. So it's not because we're undocumented. They did it to the First Nation. So it's just a hate against the people, the Brown Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, and we all are in a crisis right now with the climate. So we're all coming together right now because it's not about race. Our planet, our home is being destroyed by greed, because colonialism is like zombies. They just take and take, but there'll come a moment where there's nothing to take from. It wasn't meant to be reproduced. After they're taking everything, there's nothing left. So they're trying to destroy the land because, we need to rise and take a stand. So I thank you everyone for coming out here. And so I just ask and pray every day that Black Lives Matter come together and to support the Hispanic community, as well as indigenous community. And we need your support. So thank you everyone. November 1st.
November 1st.
In Olympia. Yeah, we're gonna post our flyer online by tomorrow. I'm sorry that I don't know how to get everyone's contact, but
Where is it going to be shared on the page?
From Protectors of the Sailor Sea.
Okay.
So we'll
You know what
share
that
it
is.
there.
Protectors of the Sailor Sea.
Yeah, so my Instagram is Live by Faith, Not Luck. So it's kind of hard to get it because I know people's phones are dying right now as well. But we'll post it out and hopefully reach out to the leaders of Black Lives Matter and as much as we can.
If we get it on our page,
Okay, thank you so
Can
much.
I also tell you guys to please, if you go to phone left, power or whatever, can you put down October 24th?
Yep.
October 24th is Justice for Renee and Monty. You can find that on the. We have set up a page for Justice for Renee and Monty. Renee Davis was 8 months pregnant, and the boyfriend looked for a welfare check, and during that welfare check, they entered the home with 2 of her younger children. She was laying in bed, and they shot her. They said allegedly that she had a gun, but it was not loaded and she was not pointing it at them. So this is the thing. They murdered her, and after they shot her to death and her babies, Mossy, in front of her two young children under the age of 4, they never called the ambulance. They never did anything like that. So it's very important that you come out and share that event with every one of your communities, every one of your pages, and please show up for us. And remember that we're going to be walking in and walking in prayer. Walking in peace and walking in prayer on October 21st from Pine and Memorial, what is it called? Pine and Broadway? Broadway and Pine. We're only going to be on a short walk from Pine to Broadway corner down to West Lake. And from 1 to 4, please show up. Please bring a sign that you can make maybe to show the family love and support that says justice for Renee Mossy, something like that. No more silence or something like that. If you could do that, that would be great. That's about it. And I just want to say, like, good job, Chris. Good job, these guys. Let's go.
I just shared the Sailor Sea Facebook page in the comments of Facebook just about 2 minutes ago, so go visit that. I was actually watching a feed from them today.
Indigenous Peoples Day. Indigenous Peoples Day. Indigenous Peoples Day. Okay, when I say who's free, we're going to say ours. Okay. Who's free? Ours free. Who's free? Ours free. Indigenous people are under attack. Stand up for that. What do we do when Indigenous people are under attack? Stand up for that. What do we do when Indigenous people are under attack? Stand up for that. What do we do with it when our black relatives are under attack? Stand up for that. What do we do when our brothers and sisters from the south and the north are being attacked? Stand up for that. I like that. I'm gonna say break the silence, and you guys say end the violence. Break the silence.
And the violence.
Break the silence.
And the violence.
Break the silence.
And the violence.
I'm gonna say, what am I gonna say? I'm kind of getting. All right. Oh, there goes Danny. Yep, there goes Danny.
For a while, but I think you'll remember that for the longest time, our relatives or indigenous people had to walk hundreds of miles from their homelands to reservations for the whole time. Hundreds or thousands of miles away. So the little walk they're doing here, it's a little bit longer than would have, well, a little bit longer than I was expecting it to be. A little bit longer. Back when Andrew Jackson, the president of the $20 bill, when he signed the, or created the Trail of Tears, the act that would create the Trail of Tears, and thousands of Cherokees perished along in the long walk to the new reservation, carved for them by the United States. You know, thousands died along the way. We're in a march right now. I don't think we have to worry about perishing and freezing or starving and lack of water or malnutrition. I was thinking way back when.
I'm sorry about that. I don't know.
And then we're just from the map today because October is National Domestic Violence Month. So another way that we can support and celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day is by breaking the violence and or silence and ending the violence on domestic violence. Domestic violence is not another way that we bring change is by
All the way around.
Here's a statue of this is a statue of Chief Seattle. You know who the city's named after? And what is it? After now let me explain this. When he signed the treaty that gave up Seattle, he didn't do it for money or anything. He did it to save his people. And like, I could feel this because my great-great-grandfather was an interpreter for my tribe, and he used to go to Washington, D.C. And one of the decisions they gave him was either you guys can pick to have your land and have your mineral rights and live on the land, or you can pick the river and you can live on the river and have your water rights, but you can't pick both. It's like, that's the thing that they did with all these old chiefs. They put us in a hard position and made us have to choose whether we had to let all our people die or to pick a bad option out of a bad option. Pick a bad option or a bad option. That's the only option we were ever given. That's the only option all our chiefs were ever given. So, it seems like all our tribes got shitty deals at once. It's either that or be destroyed. And then once they destroy most of our population here in America, they start bringing a whole bunch of people from other countries, immigrants or whatnot, like the Irish settlers. most of America's population. They fought them over when they killed most Indians. They need a workforce, a working force. So they fought over Irish indentured slaves and put, slaves. Indentured servants. It's different. Indentured servants were free after a while, but slaves stayed slaves. This whole country and this history of this country is messed up.
Yeah. Say it.
Watch out behind you, Christine.
How do you end it? Instagram
Hey Robin, can I get you up here real quick? We can move forward. We can move forward.
So, are we gonna do like one song right here? Are we gonna keep this or are we gonna go over here? Okay.
Yeah, right here, Little Plaza.
Okay. We'll do that. We'll do that.
Okay, everyone, here we are. We're in front of Como Plaza, and I'm pretty sure everyone, or hopefully everyone is aware of Como News. And
Let's make a circle.
yeah, make a circle. All right.
Come in more. I like us to be like we really like each other. I know it's COVID, but let's get
All right, everyone, here we are. We're in Como Plaza. Maybe Como News building's right there. I'll be here for a moment. Anyways, Como News is part of the 3Ks. It's Cairo, Como and King News. And, you know, a long time ago when I was helping out with the protector of the Sailor Sea, I had a thought. Because one of these companies, either, I'm pretty sure it's Como, when we were doing occupations there in the capital of Washington, in Olympia, I remember St. Clair, a big, an oil, they have gas stations, they bought Como News, and I thought, did St. Clair buy Como News to spread propaganda on the protectors? Like, well now, from what everyone is aware of how Como News and Cairo and King report, they just, you know, just reporting propaganda, just trying to push their narrative into the mainstream
says it all.
thoughts that
There's nothing to be proud of
they're
here.
showing on the screen is what
Instead
is
of a
reality.
compelling
What they show on the
global call to
screen, you know, it's just
action,
a
the
big
Pacific
illusion.
Island
They
Forum
want people to buy
concluded
into
with a
their illusions so
watered-down
that
plan that opposing nations can easily opt
people
out
stay
of.
in fear.
The frustrated host scrambles for conciliatory words.
Everybody should move together in the family and spirit of the forum.
All sources of
I
major
think the
media are
time
being manipulated
it's
by
no use
either
to
government,
start
police
to
forces, oil
the blaming
companies,
game.
whatever interest
But
group.
all fingers are pointing towards
prefer
Australia
that,
and its Prime Minister
Police
Scott
stay in a
Morrison.
positive light to protect their personal
Of the
interests.
15
that
most
their personal
climate vulnerable
interests
states on
are
the planet,
sometimes
7 are in the
put the
Pacific region.
collective interest
In order
of
to
the public
protect
at
them,
risk.
the leaders were hoping the forum would
Such
commit
as
to
the
action to limit
oil
temperature
company
rises
or
and
the
agree to an immediate
St.
halt to
Clair,
coal mining.
you know,
These
gasoline-
hopes were quickly
gasoline
dampened
company
by the
or gas
region's
station,
powerhouse.
probably oil company.
We stressed very strongly during our exchange, in
donate
fact,
large
between me and
portions of
Scott.
money
So
these,
you are concerned about your
news
saving your
institutions,
economies
news report institutions
or your
to spread their
situation in
propaganda
Australia.
so
I'm
that
concerned
the
about saving my
public
people in Tuvalu.
is in their favor.
And likewise the leaders of others Pacific small island countries.
Morrison has long championed his country's lucrative coal industry. He
In
concedes
addition
climate change is
to
real,
creating
but
propaganda,
insists it
they also black out actual news from people who are reporting on the ground. Or they blot out news to ignore what everyone is doing. Like my good example is at Standing Rock in 2016. Who all here has heard of Standing Rock? Oh, that's pretty cool. But yeah, over there at Standing Rock, there was, I mean, sometimes they put our stuff on the media, but only if it was to make us look bad, or they just showed it for 5 seconds. Literally 5 seconds, and it was gone. And, yeah, that's the news. Major news medias can't be trusted because they're bought out by all these big corporations which donate millions or trillions, millions or thousands, you know, losing my chain of chat. But yeah, that's the point I want to get across, is that these major media companies are never going to tell the truth because they wouldn't benefit from telling the truth because the ratings all depend on, you know, deceptions, what people are going to get all heated in some kind of way about. So the truth, their news is not about reporting the truth, it is about spreading their narrative. That's all the major news medias are, is to spread the narrative of whoever's paying them. More or less. Yeah, that's all I got for that. The news outlets? Oh yeah. In addition to Como News, the Cairo building is over there because of the car brigade. We're right here.
I want to say something about Cairo and Como. Cairo and Como, they don't share about missing black girls, missing native girls. They don't share about black on black, native on native violence. They don't share that news. It doesn't make the papers. It doesn't do any of that. So the fact that we stop in front of these places, you know, you think this would be on the news? You think they would come out and even bring their photos? I don't know if they're still there. I don't know. I have no idea, but like, that's why, you know, grassroots media is so important. So support grassroots media across, because we are the voices. Like, we're not voiceless. Like we have the power within our own communities to amplify the message that is going to impact the world. And that's what we've been doing. That's what we've been doing since Standing Rock. That's what Indigenous people have been doing since as long as I could remember. We cannot depend on anybody outside to hear us or to listen to us. That's why we come out here and we do this. That's why we march. That's why we march. Because this is the only way that we can get people like these angry drivers out here and all that. They got somewhere so important to go or whatever, you know. Like, that's the only way, is by disrupting a little bit of their comfort. Coming out here and letting them know that, you know, they're probably like, oh, well, there's only like 50 people there and they're just out here doing nothing but terrorizing and graffiti and doing all this stuff, but that's not what we're out here doing. Like we're out here trying to give visibility and positive visibility of what it is we're doing in our communities and what we're seeking and what kind of change we want to see and what kind of change we're trying to bring. But we're not fallible either. I just want you to know that. Like, we can turn up too. I mean, many, and I'm not judging nobody that does. You know, on this march in particular, I mean, each march has their own way of doing things, and this particular march was, you know, Indigenous led, which is predominantly very peaceful. But we're not judging anybody else for what they do. So I just want to say that, and I feel like we need to hear before we end this, because I think it's really important that we hear from our allies. I mean, we need to open up this space to like any allies that want to share something that they may have learned or something that they may want to share in regards to like Indigenous Peoples Day. Maybe something that you want to share with us. I don't want you to get up and say you're sorry. Please don't do that. Don't get up and say you're sorry, and please forgive us for what we did. I appreciate that, but I mean, if you're here, you're obviously not one of those people that need to be asking for forgiveness. It's actually like this government that needs to ask for forgiveness. It's the government of the United States that needs to acknowledge the Holocaust and all the atrocities on Indigenous people and on the land for over 570 years. This government of the United States is who we need to hear that acknowledgement, those apologies, but they'll never do it. In over 500 years, they will not acknowledge the genocide on Native people, Indigenous people of these lands, because if they were to do that, then they would have to right some things. They'd have to be accountable to the damage, to the harm, to the violence done to Indigenous people. And they won't do that because it comes down to money. It comes down to colonial power. It comes down to them not wanting to give up any of that. So they will never acknowledge it. I mean, at least it feels like they're never going to acknowledge it. We have any Jewish people here? All right, my Jewish relatives, we know about your Holocaust. We learn about it in school. But I bet you don't learn about the Holocaust that happened to Native people right here in this country. You don't know about the Natives that were hung with our black relatives. You don't know about the Natives that were enslaved right along with black relatives. You know, I think that this country does not share a lot of what they don't want anybody to know. They don't want to be accountable. And we can't get over something that hasn't been righted. It hasn't even been acknowledged. It's not enough for, I mean, I guess it is. It's enough that you're here. It's It's enough that each and every one of you are here. But what would make it even feel better is if the school system, if we can stop this damn school system from teaching colonial ways and lives, going all the way from what Columbus Day is. I mean, we need a national day of like where we don't even acknowledge that in the school system. I mean, we can't keep acknowledging the lies about what happens in this country. I swear to God, like it drives me nuts. But you ever go over there, take the ferry over there to the Suquamish Island? And when you get off the ferry, and this is just something I wanted to point out, this is what is so insidious about this country, is you start to see right there on the ferry when you're walking in, all these pictures of these settlers. You see the pictures of them colonizing. And this is amplified and glorified. Colonizers, pilgrims, whatever you want to call them. You see these people and you see the most beautiful territory. I mean, the most beautiful lands that we had as a people. And those are the richest where white people all live, in mansions and ranches. They live alongside these Coast Salish waters, when the Coast Salish people should be living alongside these waters. That's what you mean by land grab. The relationship to the land and to the water, they should be able to every morning get out into a canoe and hit that water. That's justice. That is justice. The Columbia River, that's what I am. Nichuana. Big River is what we call the Columbia River traditionally. I am river people. I am the river. That is where many of my ancestors come from, all the way up into the Snake River, to the Palouse, to the dams over there, to the waters over there. My people come from there. Chief Joseph, Chief Looking Glass. My father's relatives go all the way up into Canada. The Grova Anani. The Clay people, the White Clay people. This is the history that just wasn't just given to us. So many of us are disconnected from that history, from that oral history, from that truth that should be given. How many of you know where your grandparents were, or how many of you know, how many of you speak a different language other than English? And how many of you were raised with that language? Okay. And how many of you know people in your family that speak that language, like your grandmas and grandpas? All right. So that's almost everybody that raised their hands. Well, I want to ask, how many Native people here know their language? Know it? Or you just not trying to learn it?
I know it now. I might not. I mean, why debate? I'm honest.
Well, I just want to say, like, you just, because I thought you said you did it, but okay, I'm sorry.
I wouldn't raise my hand.
Yeah. So she knows the language. I wouldn't say I know a few words, but I don't know my language. How many of you are raised, learned, hearing it, and being taught your language out of the Native people? How many of you hear that language on a daily basis? I don't know. For me, I heard small words like, come here, Winham, hurry up, these are things like small words, but I know how to say that in Spanish too. In fact, I'm fluent in Spanish. So, I mean, yes. So, yo hablo español. Yeah. But this is the thing. My point is that this wasn't something that, like that we just heard. It's not how we were raised. And so that's what was my point, is like it would be beautiful if everybody here from the Native community, if we all spoke our dialects and we taught that to our children. But that's not the case, because we are the only people that our language was removed forcefully. Forcefully, it was against the United States law to speak our indigenous languages. And when I say this, my heart goes out to our black relatives, because they were stolen from their land and completely disconnected from their land, and don't even know anything about that. Those that have been here for 5 and 6 generations and more. So I want to acknowledge that too, because when I say this, I know that there's hurt with our black brothers and sisters too as well. So these are the things that we can talk about. These are the things that we can acknowledge about the community. And I just think that's the work that we have ahead of us. I think that's the things that we say constantly, because it hurts. It hurts to not know what happened to my grandma 3 generations back. Like, every one of us might have a boarding school story of one of our ancestors that were taken from their mother and father, who was already given alcohol, who was already being colonized and assimilated, and who was already being told, that alcohol was a poison. It was meant to destroy us, and it did. It destroyed us. It's a poison. Drugs are a poison. You are powerful, and you are good without it. Know this, each and every one of you, especially to our Native people. But I just wanted to share those few words about that, and then, and those are the kind of things that I think we should talk about. So if there's somebody here that wants to share something that means something a lot to them before we end this, or before we sing the AIM song, because I know that everybody wants to sing the AIM song too. Come on.
Just to bounce off of what you said about language, I'm Puerto Rican, and our indigenous tribe is Taino, and our tribe was one of the first people, and today would be like a very good day to talk about this. It's very relevant, because Columbus, like when he discovered the Caribbean, the West Indies, our tribe was one of the first tribes to be like just wiped out, and we didn't write much things down. We spoke, and that's how we shared knowledge and information. So yeah, we didn't like track our language. There's no dictionary for the Taino language, and yeah, I was born in Puerto Rico. I learned Spanish when I was bilingual for like 4 years, until I moved out of Puerto Rico. I forgot Spanish, but I kind of feel like sometimes I don't need it, because that's like the language that indoctrinated us. And so is English, but it's just like when I moved out here, everyone spoke English, so that's what I spoke, and then I forgot Spanish. But I really would want to learn my like indigenous language, but it's unfortunate that I can't, because it's like so buried under like genocide. And yeah.
Thank you. What is your name again? Ian. Can everybody raise your hands? Ian. Thank you. Thank you. No, that's exactly why we're here. Like this, when indigenous is not just like us, but there's indigenous people all over the world that have been affected by colonialism and that genocide. So thank you for sharing that
She is so weird. I have no clue what is going on. It's a funny character. Somebody come get this lady a ride home.
Fuck the police! Fuck SFPD now! Defund SFPD now! Alrighty, what do we want? Justice! And when do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! And when do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! And when do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! And when do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! And when do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now!
Oh shit.
What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! Alright, well, we're taking it right. Taking it right. Taking it right.
Stay together! Stay tight! Stay together! Stay tight! Stay together!
Hey, family, hey, one mic, everybody sing. How y'all doing? So check in. The object of this right here is to make sure that we are one solid block, amen? So in that situation, and with that understanding that we gotta stay tight. Also, when we say these chants are actually codes. When you hear the code stay together, stay tight, we do this every night, that means we are too far away. That's a reminder, right? So we're gonna go ahead and use that, we're gonna utilize that, we'll keep it going. Y'all ready to get down?
Look out for one another, stand up close together. Stay together, keep it tight. We do this every night. Stay together, keep it tight. We do this every night. Stay together, keep it tight. We do this every night. Stay together, keep it tight. We do this every night. Alrighty, y'all. Alright, let's straighten up right there. Let's get together, let's get together. Alright.
Y'all hear that, Queen? Y'all hear that, Queen? This is the final, alright? I don't know if y'all this a lot or not, but make sure you got two buddies. If you got two buddies, I love you even more. Like, serious. Alright? I do not need anybody's snacks. I'm ready to ride for y'all, but at the same time, gotta be smart about it, amen? Queen. Y'all got that?
Alrighty. How do you spell murder? S-F-E-D. 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 And that's how y'all murder. S-F-E-D. How do you spell murder? S-F-E-D. How do you spell murder? S-F-E-D. How do you spell murder?
Thank you. Yes. It helps a lot. It helps a lot. Thank you.
Out of your house and into the street!
This is becoming more and more a POC situation. That means people of color situation. Black, brown, yellow, indigenous. I don't care if you're from the land of Timbuktu. You need to join hands, mount up, and ride with your people because we are all to be slain if we don't stand up and put a fist up the injustice and racial disharmony that's going on right now in our country. Fist up, rise up!
Put those fists in the air. I better not see nobody with a fucking hand. You better have a hand in the air. So, quiero que sepan, este no es el asunto de una persona.
This is what community looks like.
One mic.
Take a back. Yo veo muchas caras indígenas acá afuera. Y me da mucho ánimo. Y he llegado aquí. Pero no llegar aquí para quedarnos callados. Vamos a luchar cada día. Significa salir a la calle. Significa estar aquí con nosotros porque nuestros niños, nuestros hijos, nuestras familias están muriendo cada noche. Este es un país racista. ¿Okay? Mató a todos los indígenas. No todos sobrevivieron y han luchado. Y no nos queda nada pero luchar a su lado porque nuestro privilegio de estar aquí, gente de color, es por esa gente que luchó. ¿Y cómo nos vamos a morir por una generación? No, tenemos que salir la lucha. No estar cómodos en su casa. Eso es lo que quieren que piensen. Este país racista quiere que estés cómodo. ¿Quieres que vea la novela? No.
This is you.
A la verga las novelas. Aquí estamos en la vida real.
That's you.
We gotta go. Let's march.
Let's march. Let's get this motherfucker going. Alrighty, y'all, the people united. We'll never be divided. The people united.
Say one. Here we go.
The people united.
Let's go.
amigos. Estamos en este canal grabando. Estamos en una lucha muy importante y no queremos que haya guerra, no pelea, no fuego, pero que la gente se comporte.
Excuse me, sorry. It's okay. Thank you.
making overtime for ready to beat our ass.
Get out my fucking face! Without your weapons, get out my face! That's all I know. Fucking up my dude! Get out my weapons, you ain't gonna protect your kid. It'll be over for y'all. We're marching peacefully on the streets. Are you protecting? Why are you still here, bitch?
Let's keep the power moving. We got movements happening. Let's keep the power moving. We're gonna work on the
his hand on a gun because someone was shining a light in his face. He had his hand on his gun, as he has it now, because someone was shining a light in his face. This guy right here. That guy. Hand on the gun because someone was shining a light on his face. Let's go, let's go. And just so you guys know, the reason that they were holding this barrier is because these are their personal cars. These are their personal cars, so they brought this barrier out here. That's why this is here. That's why they're out here, because these cars behind them are their personal cars. Couple of things that happened that you guys didn't see in the live because Jeff had the live and I had the other camera all uploaded. They wouldn't let black press through that line. They let the other press there. This guy right here, you see he's black press. He actually showed them his press pass and they still wouldn't let him through. They let the non-black press over there. And another thing, this officer had his hand on his gun because someone was shining a light in his face. And I asked him why he had his hand on his gun, and he said because someone was shining a light on his face. So someone could have possibly died because of a light. That's all it takes to kill someone.
I'm asking everybody what marches, and they say they don't know. Why is that? What marches this, sweetheart?
Ma'am, SFPD shot someone here yesterday.
Where?
Here in San Francisco.
I can sit here, but still though.
Yes, again. And like I said, I got down to the this line before they set it up. And they said the reason that they were setting it up was because their personal cars are right there behind them. Richie's getting blocked. See you later, never, Richie. Is she going to cry? No, I'm not going to cry. I'm going to block you, Justin. Thank you. Medic van, snack van. Y'all know that's my favorite time of the night.
Come on!
Man, just like God, Nazareth, I'm fucked up, homie, you fucked up, but God got us, and we gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. Nigga, we gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. And when I wake up, I recognize you looking at me for the bank. You know what? You know what my house is? No, you don't. No, I don't give a fuck. I don't want to live with you. No, you don't. No, you don't. I don't give a fuck. I live where I want to live, right? Don't worry about it. I know I got you. So take care of it. I'm not telling you where. Don't tell me where to go. Don't tell me where to go, motherfucker.
You give him no attention. You give him too much attention.
I don't care about police. I care about boys. Go back to your original neighborhood. Leave the poor people alone. Hey, give me this message. Right here, please. You the fuck on cracker, bitch. You don't care. You get shot. Excuse me. I'm sorry. You're not welcome here. You don't own the TL, nigga. You're not welcome here. You're not welcome here.
It's a simple math. It's a simple math. Who did that? Oh, who? All right, check it out, check it out. Simple math. Simple math. We got like 200 here. It is one old-ass man. We are not going to pummel him.
Don't fucking do it, man.
So,
it's not going to be a good idea.
We're going to highly suggest that this dude keep his message.
No, I think you're fucking brain damaged. I think you have brain damage.
You are not welcome here. Won't you come back and be
Smart-ass mayonnaise-ass bitch!
These poor people, they want food.
Get the fuck back! Go back where you fucking came from, bro!
Not to help you, boy.
I wish you would fucking touch him! Look at your white man a platform! Get the fuck out!
Back up.
Back them up, bro.
Yeah, let's just walk.
That's fine.
I'm grateful to each and every one of you who showed up today. There are a lot of familiar faces here. I was lucky enough to see a lot of you on Saturday. And I'm angry that we're together under these circumstances. Today is Indigenous Peoples Day, and we are supposed to be celebrating that. But this country has always used handcuffs, guns, cages, borders, and violence to control us, to put us in our place. But our history started long before European settlers came to this land, and we will be here long after, because our lineage is resistance. Our existence is resistance. Black power, yellow peril, Indigenous sovereignty, Chicano power, black and brown unity is more critical now than ever. SF is a liberal city, and so many people think that SFPD is different. But even if they're not NYPD or LAPD, we know that they're just as bad because we know SFPD. Every time I see a police officer, I look at their gun, and I think about how every interaction that we have with police can end in murder. And that's what happened on Saturday night to Cesar Vargas. He was 21 years old. Some of y'all are youth, so you haven't made it to 21 yet. But for the rest of us, I'd like to think about where we were at 21. Why should SFPD get to decide who lives and who dies? Why should they get to deprive us of a human being who mattered, who had thoughts, who had dreams, who had aspirations? And this isn't the first time that this has happened. SFPD has murdered Jessica Williams, Luis Gamboa Cat, Mario Woods, Amilcar Perez Lopez, Alex Nieto, Kenneth Harding Jr., and countless more. Because every time SFPD murders somebody, there are hundreds and not thousands more that they are beating, that they are brutalizing, that they are traumatizing. And we know that that is black and that that is brown, that it is unhoused, that it is sex workers, that it is trans women of color, that it is unhoused people, and that it is people with disabilities. It's people like you and me. And I think that I deserve to feel safe. And I think that you all deserve to feel safe. We are here tonight for all victims and survivors of police violence in San Francisco, in the Bay Area, and across the country. We honor the living, and we fight like hell for the... We honor the dead, and we fight like hell for the living. Because I'm not going to wait until it's my little cousin, or my sister, or one of you, or me, to get out in the streets and start fighting. We don't know the details of Cesar's murder, but we know SFPD. We know that 76% of SFPD's use of force is against people of color. We know that SFPD points their guns at people 2.4 times a day, and that 98% of that time is not in defense of anybody. It's just for a fucking power trip. We know that all 5 of the officers who shot Mario Woods had crisis intervention training. And they still killed him. Because how do you spell racist? S-F-E-E! And how do you spell murder? S-F-E-E! You cannot engage with police officers in good faith. Because time and time again, they have shown us who they are. They have shown us who they protect. They have shown us who they serve. And it's not people like you and me. It is white property-owning interests. It is fucking walls. It is property, it's not people. And we have always known that they were capable of murder. And those officers were not the exception. They are the rule.
All right, you guys, you want to engage in nonviolence right behind me? For whoever can go support them, we need like 5 people who can support behind us. Nonviolence before it escalates.
De-escalation.
Let's show everyone how we can de-escalate ourselves and those people around us. We are not here for violence. We are here to mourn. We are here in anger. And we are here to stand in solidarity. And we will not let sick, racist people destroy our unity. We are here in unity. We will stay in unity.
All right, thank you, y'all. We only need a few people. Only need a few people, okay? Everyone can come back. We are trying to de-escalate because we are above violence. We don't need guns. We don't need tasers. Because we got us. Who keeps us safe? Who keeps us safe? Who keeps us safe? Who keeps us safe? Right, and I want you all to remember, right? Those officers who killed Cesar Vargas, they are not the exception, they are the rule. Because they are doing what they were trained to do. They are doing what policing was founded to do. And they are doing what the laws tell them that they can do. Because in this system, the police get to decide who lives and who dies. And I think that's fucked up. Reform doesn't work. It hasn't worked for 50 years in San Francisco. And this is what happens when we wait for reform. People die. SFPD literally just made changes to their use of force policies, and look where it got us. It's only October. And right now, the POA is trying to lock us in to 2 more years of police policy. The same police policy that got us to where we are right now. And the board of supervisors, right now, they're undecided on how they're going to vote on that contract. The same supervisors who cut the SFPD budget by 6% and refused to fire any officers after seeing what they do to black and brown people. Right? Policing is always reactionary, and it was never intended to protect us. Policing in prisons don't bring back the dead. Violence. And policing in prisons are not mechanisms for change or growth or healing, because policing is only destruction. Hate is easy, but love is hard. It's easy to hate someone. It's easy to kill someone. All you need to do is pull the trigger. It takes less than 2 seconds. Investing in people is hard. Helping people through their trauma is hard, and building community is hard, but it's worth it. Because community is how we get through it. Community is when we stick together, and community is when we fight, when we stand up for one another. We cannot risk more lives just waiting and wishing that police officers would stop being so racist, and wishing that a system that was built to capture slaves and destroy unions would ever be able to protect us. We are not collateral damage for rich white people's safety. The whole justice system is illegitimate because there is no justice on stolen land built by enslaved people. We must dismantle this system. We must destroy capitalism, and we must abolish the fucking police. Alrighty, thank you so much, y'all. Okay, y'all, give me 1 second, alright?
Are you ice cream too? Is there a fish? Alrighty, y'all, we're just taking a minute. You might need to move. Okay, just hang tight, alright?
What's going on?
That guy who was touching me is doing it. That guy touched me.
I know, twice. I've heard you.
Yeah, he touched me twice, and then I saw him touch two other females right after he touched me.
Are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I just he did that shit to me, and then like literally right after he did it to me, he did it to two other girls right in front of me, and that was like when we first started. So I can only imagine.
Yeah, he's been going.
Yeah, all
he has like
night.
the Mary Poppins bag. He's just pulling more Modelo's out. I'm like, where do you even get all of these beers?
Did anything
More
happen?
than anything, I want him to leave. I'm worried about his safety.
Yeah, I know. Like, right?
Josh
It's a fucked up thing. I'm worried about him walking from the top.
Okay. You think, hey, line up go there?
Yeah, I'll go with it.
Oh, they're moving. They're moving.
Okay.
Let's just go. Yeah. Facebook, Black Zebra. You okay?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel good.
No, it doesn't. No one loves that. Yeah, I know. Before that needs to stop. That type of behavior needs to stop. All right, we're moving, guys. We're moving. All right, help us support and share this. Let everybody know, especially in San Francisco.
And also, if you ain't got no business touching people, don't be fucking touching people.
Don't touch people if you got business. Do not touch people.
Touching people. Especially in a fucking appropriate league.
Yeah. Check yourself. I know. This grease is really helpful. Oh man, this walk.
stars? You haven't seen them?
No, I can't find them.
Can you hold this?
Yeah.
Hold this.
Yeah.
Alright, now we're just setting up. While we're setting up, let's do some dance, alright? What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! Right, y'all. The people united will never be divided. 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 The pueblo unido will never be divided. The pueblo unido jamás será vencido. The pueblo unido jamás será vencido. Unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido.
All right. I'd like to, Alex, are you done speaking? Okay. I'd like to invite Mama Christina to the stage. For those of you who don't know, Mama Christina is one of the Frisco Stars who stood up against police brutality and went on a hunger strike until peace, sir, was fired. So we are honored to have Mama Christina with us again and as an ally. Thank you so much.
What a night, huh? I think that tonight, my God, we are able, we almost tasted a little bit of what the people in Portland are tasting every night, every day, fighting for justice. That's what it takes, brothers and sisters. That's what it takes, and we have to be prepared for it. I'm sorry to tell you that. We had to be prepared, brothers and sisters. Because the history of this nation, you got to understand that this nation was born out of the genocide of the Native American people. The enslavement of black people brought here by force from Africa. And the exploitation and the oppression and the occupation and colonization of the black and brown peoples all over the world. We need to understand that, brothers and sisters, so that we know how to deal with the enemy. The police was created to defend the rich and powerful. That is the role, brothers and sisters. We need to understand that if we're going to fight the system. You need to understand that they will never change. That's why we said abolish the police. We need to understand that, brothers and sisters. That's why we have to be so scared of those cheap politicians and those poverty pimps of the non-profit organizations that are selling our life out there for guys. This struggle belongs to us, to our children, our great-grandchildren, to all of us. So we have to fight for it, and we have to hold it, and we need to determine what is it that we want. And we develop our own leadership here, and we get rid of all those political parties. I'm sorry, you know, I'm a revolutionary. I'm fighting out my brothers and sisters who call themselves revolutionaries are nothing but sellouts. We're here for themselves. So we need something new. A movement, this is it. You guys, and I hope I'm part of that too, we are the essence of that movement. And we got to develop that movement, brothers and sisters. We cannot stay this small. We need to unite by our principles. And those principles mean that we want real freedom. We need real freedom, brothers and sisters. We need to get rid of a system that doesn't care about you or me or anybody of us. Only about the rich and powerful. And that's what the police is there to defend them. And we have to get rid of them. Don't let anybody want it out on demand. Because that's what it is. It came out of the people's heart. So today, I want to say that the heart of this movement is in Portland. We got to mobilize in this city every night, every day. We need to paralyze this city and every car in the whole country. We cannot leave our brothers and sisters alone. So I'm so proud of what we did today, even though we jumped from here and there. Didn't know exactly what to do, right? But we're still here. And that says a lot, brothers and sisters. We are still here. And we will continue to be here, brothers and sisters. So tonight, we learned a lesson, right? We did not know. We jumped here and there, but here we are, and we learned the lesson that they cannot defeat us. We moved from the area, but we're still here. So let's clap for each other here. Let's give each other a round of applause of our power, because it is people's power that we show tonight. It is people's power, brothers and sisters. And I want to say that we need to continue, brothers and sisters, organizing. We need to do it. We need to call for some sort of unity between all of us, regardless of some political difference that we may have. If we can unite on the basis of abolish the police, that will be one of the most important things that we can do right now to prepare ourselves for what's coming up. So we need to do that, babies. We need to do this, and we can do it. And the fact that we are here, yeah, even me, right? I'm here all tired, but I said, what the heck? Let me continue with this situation. We're going to make it, and we're going to continue doing it. So we are going to be able to do it. And I want to say that we need to understand that while we are doing the Black Lives Matter, while we understand the struggle, you know, they killed this young man. And we keep marching and they keep killing. We went on the hunger strike and they keep killing. Because they had to disappear. They had to be abolished. There's no way of changing them. Only we can do it. So it is important that we build that movement. A revolutionary movement. That is going to destroy all the capitalist mentality. An economy that is destroying our children. That is destroying our lives. That is destroying society. That is destroying the world. We are the essence of it, brothers and sisters. And I urge you, I invite you to continue the struggle together. I invite you, brothers and sisters, to take to the streets. I invite you, brothers and sisters, to paralyze this country. I invite you, brothers and sisters, to declare that the police has been abolished. To destroy this system that is killing us, and to build a beautiful world for all of us. Because it's not only about destroying, but about building. something beautiful. And this struggle, brothers and sisters, has to be led by our black brothers and sisters, and black and brown, but black brothers and sisters, the essence of the oppression of the world is from the oppression of black people in this country, and we need to understand. So what do we need from our white brothers and sisters? We need you to bring your struggle here and together do it. When we said bail out the people, not the corporations, because we are on the street, when we're losing our home, and we're saying that we want to home the homeless, when we said to stop that we shouldn't be paying rent, and we shouldn't be paying any PG&E or anything because of this horrible pandemic that is killing us and is killing us on the street. When we're able to get all the working people to come here together with our different demands and with the leadership that is needed, brothers, that's when we will overcome. We love you. Thank you. Power to the people! The thing said is, the people divided will never be defeated. The people divided will never be defeated. The people united, excuse me, the people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. Thank you.
Next to the stage, I'd like to invite Destiny, who is a Mexican Puerto Rican critical thinker who stands for solidarity with Black liberation. Please, a warm welcome for Destiny.
Extra mask? No. Anyone have an extra mask?
Hi everybody. I prepared something and I'll read it, but I have a little short thing I want to say prior to starting. There was somebody speaking earlier and I noticed that everybody got distracted and that really, really broke my heart. I am here because of that person. They inspire me quite a bit. When I write these things that I'm saying to you, I think of them. And I think of all the beautiful Black friends here. I think of all the Black gender non-conforming folks. I think of all trans Black folks. I think of all of you when I'm writing this, okay? So keep that in mind. And then I'm going to also start off with, say his name.
Cesar Vargas!
Say his name.
Cesar Vargas!
I am here tonight to demand answers because Cesar Vargas could not be here to do so. His life was taken away from us on Saturday around 11:26 p.m. when an officer, who still has not been identified, decided to murder this man, claiming it was in response to an attempted carjacking with a knife. America is built on the idea of crime and punishment. It is built on binaries. I am here to remind you that in the age of the internet, you may find yourself consuming and feeling desensitized to reading a name as just that, a name. These names are human beings who deserve to be alive. We have 9 days until the town hall meeting that will address this shooting. During these 9 days, they will go over the body cam footage and attempt to get us to empathize with the pig who did this. They will paint a picture of a bad civilian and a good cop doing their job. They will repeat to us that SFPD is under reform and not all of the department is bad. I will not allow residents of San Francisco to entertain the idea that this murder was in defense of the pig's life and the greater good. We must put an end to this good versus bad narrative. We must respond with compassion in mind. We must continue to question and dismantle the system that allows the pig to carry a gun, deciding who gets to live and whose turn it is to die. During this uprising, the past few months of protest and pleas to defund this department, I've witnessed folks come up with every reason under the sun as to why San Francisco is different. We are not different. We are complicit. To all the fucking cops who are convinced because they are different. You are not. You put on your uniform every day and feed yourself whatever bullshit you need in order to convince yourself you're not a bad cop. But I'm here to tell you, you're everything you've convinced yourself you're not when you're trying to lay your head on your pillow to rest. There are no good cops. If you really wanted to help, you would join us on the street. When applying to become a pig for SFPD, there are 13 points that are supposed to be representative of the range of duties assigned to the job. They talk about the ability to take orders, to respond to calls for service, enforcing traffic and parking violations. I find it amusing that a part of their duties is to engage with the community, to explain to them their rights, to resolve disputes, and participate in community-based programs. But nowhere in the 13 duties does it say that resolution involves murder. Reform does not work. Clearly, we must abolish policing. I will not stop calling for abolition. I will not keep quiet until I have badges and uniforms in my closet from this department. As details emerge of the night of this murder, I will continue to remind y'all, there is no good or bad. We are people trying to survive with what little tools we are given. We need solutions, resources, and dramatic change that will not happen as long as we continue to let SFPD terrorize marginalized communities in our city. We must defund SFPD now.
Thank you, Destiny, for your strength and your heart. Next to the stage, we'll have Jeremy Miller, who is an organizer with Idris Sally Foundation, Frisco Cop Watch, and Four Magazine. Please give it up for Jeremy.
Take a sip real quick, yo. Appreciate it.
Water is life.
That's right, water is life. Alright, so let's just start this by going back to the root here. All power to the people.
All power to the people.
Believe that. Right on. Now look here. I just want to give love to the speakers that came up here, informing the power and the wisdom that has been up here, the power and the wisdom that is out here. And I want to say, if you are already of the position that it is time for us to abolish the police, then I ain't got a lot more to tell you except stay in the streets and believe that you can win. But I do have something to say to people that are still on the fence, people that are still thinking about it. All right? And I'll be real, you know, it's rough. We see these murders, we see these assaults, we feel them when they're directed at our own bodies, our own families, right? And so I know sometimes it's rough to hear people that have not already come to this position. But the fact of the matter is this. All power to the people never meant just the people you or we know. It never meant just the people here, right? All power to the people means the people. And if the people are not with us, we do not have the power to achieve the goals that we are seeking. So we need to keep that in mind. So, to the people that are not already at the position of abolition, what we have here is a crisis of legitimacy. The first crisis in legitimacy is that we are here on Indigenous Peoples Day in unceded Ramaytush Ohlone land, the village of Yalamu, and there is no legitimate power that does not recognize the first people's right to live in this land. There is also the question of the police, and the position here that others have articulated, and I will echo, is very clear. The police enjoy no moral legitimacy. They are a coercive paramilitary arm of state that has historically been, whose historical purpose and continued purpose has been to protect the wishes of capital, and a big part of that has been to subjugate, attack, and oppress black, brown, queer, disabled, poor people. Stop me if you can relate to some of this, huh? So there is no deferred, there's no deferral that we accept. We do not extend any extra respect or awe or liberties to these goons. Now, let's talk about the question of murder. Now, a lot of people have been saying, how do you spell murder, SFPD? That's true. They've murdered many of our community members. But I gotta tell you, going back to the legitimacy thing, there will be those that question us. The fact of the matter is, on this particular case that brought us out tonight, the tragic death of Cesar Vargas on Saturday night, there is a lot of information that we are still waiting to find out. And there are those that will be skeptical of our calls tonight on that basis. So, to those who would be skeptical, I reply this: yes, it is true. We do not know all the details of what happened that led to the untimely death of 21-year-old Cesar Vargas at the hands of the San Francisco Police Department. But what we do know is that they are murdered, and we have a long list of very clear cases of community members who they have murdered.
Can you hold this? Thank you.
Well, you're shooting. That's what you guys do, right? I know you're fucking thinking about it. What are you gonna do? That's how we do it, right? We don't speak, right?
What did they say? Yeah, but that's not legal. Right?
Okay,
We want to
well,
make sure it's
of course,
legal.
So we're here to protest.
I understand
On
that.
the form of motorcycle guys walking
I know,
drive.
but what's safe, right?
I mean, we're sorry.
Oh, it's okay. We're gonna call his captain.
Y'all don't keep us safe.
If a car comes barely through here and runs over your motorcyclist, right, that's one thing. But at least if we have police vehicles with flashing lights and stuff like that.
It's traumatizing.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's here to protect
People, you guys leave?
No, we have to block traffic.
Okay, well, like maybe one or two, but why so many of you?
Well, we stay in a squad because there's a lot of you guys who like to surround us when we try and do our job.
Just us around.
Are you you're at the TL station? I am. Okay, who's your superior? Well, I'm a supervisor, so. But who's over you? Chief William Scott. Oh, no, you have a lieutenant. You have a CO. Chief William Scott. Who's your commanding officer? Chief William Scott. That's not. No, you were a sergeant. You're not a lieutenant or a captain. Chief William Scott is my commander. Okay, we'll see about that. No, we'll see about that. Yeah, you can Google him. We'll call 1PP as well for you guys. Trust me, I've dealt with you guys all the time. Y'all full of shit.
Why don't you guys have your helmets on?
Well, because you guys aren't threatening us, are you?
Why did the other one? You know someone was assaulted.
You know it's actually not SMPD's protocol to actually block the streets for us, right? No, really it's not. It's not, so then why are you guys here? I don't know. Then leave. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Leave. I'll stay right here all day. Fine, leave then. If you're agreeing, then leave. If you're agreeing, then you guys should leave. Yep, you're right. Then go. Bye. Adios. They can play music all night. I mean, it's a protest. He's full of shit saying his CL is William Scott. We either need another squad here or we need to leave.
chilling in the shack and shining the light in my face. Because I think so much, but I
Yeah. In one site, we care for those marginalized people and more vulnerable people who have police before they can ask us to finish. Can I share something else? The beautiful humans who can reproduce and choose to deserve to do so in peace and in a safe place. They deserve to outlive their children. In the hospital, I catch babies. And I know that sometimes family members or another parent or friends are not present, not because they don't want to be, but because they fear of what will happen when they cross that line. They fear deportation. They fear incarceration. How is it that the only place that we think should provide safety is not safe? What safety do we have? I've been at births where there's people missing, where someone's hormonal response to childbirth and labor is disrupted by our racist system, where things change in the normal course that they were supposed to take because people are scared in places they should not be scared. No one should feel scared in the most vulnerable moment in their life. And yet, this city allows it to happen. This city is less than 1% of the hospitals in the nation who allow that to happen. And why is it that it's happening in our only hospital that serves the most marginalized? Why doesn't UCSF have police greeting people when they walk into the door? So I catch babies and I get to witness their newborn, but sometimes their family doesn't because of fear. Sometimes I catch babies and a couple days later, their mom is arrested because some nurse saw something that scared her and she called. Or sometimes the partner comes in and gets arrested because they're checking his record when he is there to provide support, or she, or they. What does it mean to be a midwife and catch a baby and hand them over to the mother or the parent when 21 years later, they'll be shot dead. I can't do my job as we continue to allow police to do the very job they were trained to do. On July 8th, I was walking out of work and I saw a black person being followed by 6 sheriff officers. I could not walk away, and so I followed. They violated HIPAA and told me that this person was COVID positive. They said the person did not belong there, and I challenged that and said, actually, this is public property, he can be here, or they can be there. I did not know the person's pronouns, so I apologize. They told me to leave. They laughed in my face. I asked them for their badge numbers. I still don't know a badge number today. That day I wrote a public letter and I said, I'm sick of racism. I'm calling in sick for every day I should be working because I deserve to go to a place where I feel safe and the people I care for feel safe. And so now it's been over 3 months. I have not gone back, and I won't go back. And we should all exercise the bit of power that we have and organize and move away from complicity to the racist system. We should not be supporting the system that harms us or those we love and care for. Tonight, if anything happened to any of us and we'd be driven out to San Francisco General Hospital, do I think any of us would be safer than we are out here with each other? The answer is no. There are murderous police. It is a murderous system. But white supremacy is just that. That is one part of it. We have white supremacy all around, embedded in every part of this city and this country, and it takes each one of us to utilize our power and flex it and organize together to dismantle it. So, not everybody is an activist, but we all can organize. If all of us look at the mission statements of the place we provide labor for, those mission statements call us to do this very thing we're doing today. The problem is that they're just a surface umbrella for folks to hide under and receive money. But they're not exercising the very thing they're called to do. And we need to create objectives to follow through on those missions and hold our institutions accountable so that we can actually save lives, because it is us who saves lives. Police do not save lives, police kill us. Politicians don't save lives. We save lives. Thank you all. Alrighty, thank you so much, Asmara. And we'll have a quick word.
What's up, Bialy, Shankali? I just want to go ahead and say just a couple of words, okay? Because I know that we're here for abolition, right? And in order for us to completely abolish these systems, we have to replace them with something better, right? So I want everybody to have some homework right now and really think about who is it that you can contact to talk about grievances and to talk about your own accountabilities and your own challenges. Raise your hand if you don't even know anybody that you can trust like that. Raise your hand right now. Raise your hand. Don't be shy, because there's a lot of us out there. A lot of us don't trust a lot of our people in our community. And you know what happens? A lot of re-traumatization happens within our own communities. So in order for us to really change and to make some change and replace this bullshit system, we gotta take care of us. So the only homework that I want to leave you with today is look up BATJC.com, which is Bay Area Transformative Justice Coalition.com. Look at those resources, read up on how you can build pods, because who protects us?
That's right, that's all I want to leave you with. Alrighty, thank you so much. Alrighty, we've had a long night, and we're going to keep fighting. So for everybody's safety, we are going to be marching back to City Hall, back the way we came, okay? So we're going to walk down this street. I want everybody to please follow me, and we're going to be walking back to City Hall, okay, everyone? Stay together. Do not leave on your own. Leave in groups, but please march with us back to City Hall. Thank you so much.
It's streaming right now on Facebook.
Unless there's a better way.
Yeah.
If you message us, then we'll write you back.
Yeah.
Figure something out.
Exactly. Yeah, let's talk in there.
And we'll definitely.
Yes. What's your name?
Grab a box, take the box,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I got to buy.
Let's go ahead, we marching this way. I'll get everybody over here.
Ready, go, we're taking a left, we're moving this way, let's go.
Yeah. Yes. I remember that. Yeah. That's funny. Thank you.
We were.
That was crazy. That was so long ago.
Yeah, if it ain't Signal, it ain't you.